Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning, and welcome to Storytime. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Happy Friday to you. Another round of Storytime done, and one more to go though. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime, and I hope you're ready for this when we bring back another beautiful book here on Storytime. Remember too that April is Autism Awareness Month, so I'm trying to put in as many books in there as well that just teach us about this very important topic, and how we can learn more about it from our communities. Let's check out our local libraries and many other resources that are available out there. Thank you so much for being here with us today on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you, as always, being here with us on Storytime, whether you're joining us live right now or indeed joining us later on for the recordings at a time that works best for you. Well, we appreciate you. Thank you for making Storytime your stop by. Thank you indeed for being here with us. Absolutely appreciate you. How are you doing? How is everybody doing where you are? And indeed, hope that this day is good to you. Thank you for being here. If you're on spring break, I hope that you're enjoying it. I hope that you've had plenty of time to explore and of course relax as well. And if your spring break maybe starts next week, well, I hope that you enjoy that too. Thank you indeed for being here with us on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. It has been cold out here in the Bay and raining as well, so I think today the rain goes away, and looking forward into some sunshine, of course, and maybe a little bit of warming up as well. So thank you for being here with us today on Storytime. How is it where you are? Thank you for being here with us on Storytime, and we bring back to Storytime Henry, like always. And this one is, of course, the same team that brought us a friend for Henry, the first installment. They bring us Henry, like always, this time, and it is Jenn Bailey and Monica Mika. No, Mika's song. And Mika's song. This one is not illustrated by Monica Mikai. This one is illustrated by Mika's song. Thank you indeed for being here with us on Storytime. Maybe it is time we brought back a book by Monica Mikai. Thank you so much for being here with us today on Storytime. And we'll also be bringing the latest installment of Henry next week, so look out for that one as well. But today, Henry, like always, coming your way. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Let us see who is with us this morning, ready to enjoy a wonderful story. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. Good morning from a cold and cloudy Ohio. Luna will be back later and watch the recording with us. Well, love it, love it, love it. Luna, how are you doing as well? Thank you so much for joining in Storytime here today, and enjoy it. And of course, we know this week that the eclipse will be happening, and you're in the path of it. So I hope that you enjoy it. Please take pictures and get to share with us out here or not quite in the bath. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime today. Megan and Ari, how are you doing this morning? And of course, thinking of you as well, Kathy, Luna, thank you for joining us here on Storytime, whether you're here live right now or later on for the recordings. We appreciate you, sending you big hugs. Thank you for being here with us on Storytime. Remember to leave us a message. Let us know too what books you'd like to see read here on Storytime so we can bring them for you. Thank you indeed for being here with us, and I will be right back after this short break. Thank you for being here with us on Storytime this morning.
Hi, everyone. My name is Amanda Davis. I am a children's book author, illustrator, and high school art educator. I am the author of 30,000 Stitches, the inspiring story of the National 9/11 flag, illustrated by Sally Warren Comport and published with Worthy Kids #book group. One thing that drew me to writing 30,000 Stitches was the idea that people from all different communities came out to stitch this flag and make it whole again. So I hope that when people read 30,000 Stitches, they remember the power of sharing our stories. When people came out to stitch the flag, they shared their stories, whether about loss or pain or love. We all have stories to tell, and by sharing our stories and listening to one another's stories, we can create a better understanding of each other and create a sense of connection and unity. And this is what creates a more inclusive world. I hope you enjoy your story time with Mr. Limata. Bye, everybody.
Yes, yes, indeed. A more inclusive world. Sharing our stories and listening to each other's stories is the only way that we learn and come to a better understanding of each other. Thank you so much, Amanda Davis. And yeah, we encourage you to especially do that in the month of April, as it is Autism Awareness Month. Let us learn, come to an understanding. Let us continue to learn, right? So we can maybe even challenge the way we do things. Is that inclusive? Does that include everybody that is in our community? So let us think about those ways, and I'm pretty sure there's some ways too that we'll find that need to change. And change must happen, and may we be a part of that movement. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you, Henry. Like always, coming right up. This one by Jenn Bailey and illustrations by Mika Song. And of course, reading this one with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Thank you so much for joining in today. Here we go. And we're going to pick up this one too. We're going to read chapter 1, and then we're going to jump on over to chapter 5, right? Chapter 1, and then we'll jump on over to chapter 5, and I'll see if we can squeeze in chapter 2 in there as well. But 1 and 5 the go right now, and let's see if we have time to squeeze in 2 in there as well. Thank you so much for joining in. Yes, indeed, Morning Ingredients. Great to have you back. Great to have you live with us here today on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Yes, indeed. You all listening in, you all watching, whether now or later, do make up the Storytime ingredients indeed. And appreciate you for being here with us on Storytime. Thank you, Megan. Thank you, Harry. Henry, like always, Jenn Bailey and Mika Song, and we are reading it with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Here we go. Chapter 1. I must say too, the dedication, Luna, I guess this one is dedicated to you. It says for Luna and others who much to their own music. Love it. All right, here we go. Chapter 1. Henry always liked Classroom 10. Chapter 1 is called Monday. Henry always liked Classroom 10. His friends were there. Jilly was there, and Mrs. Tanaka was there. Mrs. Tanaka kept a big calendar. The calendar showed each day of the week. It showed what would happen each day. Henry liked the calendar. It was always the same. Class, said Mrs. Tanaka, this Friday we will have a parade. Henry raised his hand. Yes, Henry, said Mrs. Tanaka. Class, this Friday we will have a parade. Henry raised his hand. Yes, Henry, said Mrs. Tanaka. On Friday, we have share time, said Henry. That is right, said Mrs. Tanaka. Henry pointed to the big calendar. Before share time, we have recess. Before recess, we have snack. Henry's ears felt hot. Friday does not have space for a parade. Then we will make space, said Mrs. Tanaka. It is your turn for share time this week. Samuel, would you share on Thursday? Okay, said Samuel. Problem solved? Let us find out. Mrs. Tanaka moved the share time marker from Friday to Thursday. She wrote a new word in the empty space on Friday. The new word said parade. Henry raised his hand. We can talk later, Henry, said Mrs. Tanaka. Class, please come and see pictures from the parade we had last year. Classroom 10 looked at the pictures. Henry looked at the new word. That word is in the wrong place, thought Henry. The big calendar is not like always. Katie came back to their table. We will put Jilly's tank in a wagon. She will be our float. She already floats, said Henry. So we'll have time for chapter 2. Tuesday, chapter 2 is called Orange. Tuesday was art day, just like always. Henry wore his orange shirt on art day. Why? Asked Katie. Because art day is messy, said Henry, and I do not like orange. Mrs. Tanaka said, today we will make posters to invite the school to our parade. Please draw a picture. Then copy what I have written on the board and write it on your poster. Henry read what was written on the board. Join classroom 10 on Friday for... Mrs. Tanaka said, you can fill in the blank with any of our classroom words when you are done. When you're done, we will hang the posters around the school. Jaden handed out the poster board. Samuel handed out the markers. Watch out, they are missiles. Samuel visited the thinking chair. Oh. Vivian drew a picture of herself as a princess. Her poster read, join classroom 10 on Fridays for sparkers. Riley drew a picture of ants carrying a banana. Her poster read, join classroom 10 on Friday for marching. Oh, Samuel in the thinking chair. Henry drew a picture of a bright blue bag covered with white stars. His poster read, join classroom 10 on Friday for share time. Not this week, Henry, said Mrs. Tanaka. Henry did not get to hang his poster in the hall. The whole day felt very orange. I'm sorry, Henry. Oh, and we're going to skip to chapter 5 because of time. Chapter 5 is parade day. And if you want to find out what happens in chapter 3 and 4, get this book from your local library. On Friday, Mrs. Tanaka handed out the instruments. Not like always. Today is parade day, she said. Too much noise, thought Henry. Mrs. Tanaka handed Henry his tambourine. Henry handed Mrs. Tanaka his quiet card. That meant Henry could go to the big closet and have some quiet time. The big closet was filled with many things. Paper, markers, and glue sat on the bottom shelf. Scissors and rulers sat on the top shelf. On the middle shelf sat the share time bag. The share time bag was full of something was full of something big. Henry wanted to peek. The rule says there is no peeking before share time, he thought. But Friday is share time day. Henry opened the big bag. What did he find? Friday is share time day. What do you think Henry found? Oh, inside was a tall, black, shiny hat. I have never seen a hat like that, said Henry. The hat had a tall blue plume on it. Feathery. The closet door opened. I showed that hat yesterday for share time, said Samuel. It is my brother's hat. When he wears it, he can boss the whole band. I will wear it to lead the parade. I would wear this hat for always, said Henry. If I wear that hat, I do not get to play an instrument, said Samuel. That hat is too heavy. It squishes my ears. I do not like that hat. Oh. What's going to happen? My tambourine is too jungly. It hurts my ears, said Henry. I do not like my tambourine. Henry got an idea. What if you play my tambourine and I wear your hat? Deal, said Samuel. Henry put the hat on his head. Soft. The weight pressed down. Nice. The hat covered his ears. Quiet. Oh. Definitely sounds like the perfect hat for Henry, doesn't it? Henry put the hat on his head. Soft. The weight pressed down. Nice. The hat covered his ears. Quiet. No. Henry marched out of the closet. Is everything okay? Asked Mrs. Tanaka. Yes, said Henry. Samuel and I are sharing because it is Friday. Oh. Sam and I are sharing because it is Friday. Classroom 10 had their parade. Some friends buzzed, some friends sparkled. One even got to float. And Henry found his own way. Love it. And that is the end of our story today. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. I hope you enjoyed that one, coming to us from Jenn Bailey and Mika's song. And this one is called Henry, like always, coming back to Storytime. Thank you so much for being here. Look forward next week. We're bringing another Henry book, the latest this time. So look out for that one coming your way. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. I'll catch you on the other side of this very short break. Thank you indeed for being here with us.
Hello, I'm Olalu Ogunyemi, officer in the United States Marine Corps and author of Crow from the Shadow. You are tuned in with my brother on Storytime with Mr. Limata. Enjoy and God bless.
Olaolu Ogunyemi has brought us amazing books, and I hope that you get to check them out. Of course, Horace the Horsefly, Crow from the Shadow, and of course, Billy Dipper's Time to Shine. So if you've not seen them, please do check them out. The Storytime platforms, of course, and ask for them at your local library as well. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. And just a leaf from Classroom 10. It says, Classroom 10 had their parade. Some friends buzzed, some friends sparkled, one even got to float, and Henry found his own way. Yes, may we find our own way out there. May we help our friends in the community find their own way, and indeed may we get to celebrate diversity. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. Happy Friday. I hope that we've learned a thing or two from this amazing book, and of course may we find Henry from our local libraries and continue to enjoy his adventures. Thank you, Jenn Bailey, and of course Mika Song, for this beautiful book, and Chronicle Books for allowing us to share it here on Storytime. Thank you so much for being here. Absolutely appreciate you. Luna, yes, hopefully, later on when you see this, you get to enjoy it. It is dedicated to Luna too. So thank you for being here with us on Storytime, and I hope that puts a smile on your face. Thank you for being here with us on Storytime. Megan and Ari joining us as well. Kathy, thank you for being here out there in cold and cloudy Ohio. And Luna will be back later to join in for the recording. We'll appreciate you and we hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much for being here with us. And this coming week, please enjoy the eclipse that will be coming up, the solar eclipse that will be coming your way. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. Yes, to everybody joining in, whether you've shared a comment today or not, we appreciate you and we hope that you continue to enjoy Storytime, whether live or indeed you join us later on for the recordings. We hope that you have a fantastic time enjoying the stories that we share here, and of course share the ones that you'd like to hear here on Storytime, and we'll do our very best to make sure that those stories come here. Thank you indeed for being here with us. You make up the morning ingredients, you make up the Storytime community, and we appreciate you. Thank you for creating a space that is inclusive, welcoming, and that continues to learn and grow. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. And we're back next week with more stories, amazing stories here on Storytime. So please join us. And like I said, we do have the very latest installment of Henry. And this one is called Henry and There's Something New. So join us for an excerpt of this book next week. It is Jenn Bailey and Mika Song bringing this one again. So come and join us. Book 3 is out, and I cannot wait to share an excerpt from this one next week here on Storytime. Henry and There's Something New. Come on out and have fun with us. Henry's adventures continue. Thank you indeed for being here with us. Absolutely appreciate you. Big hugs to each and every one of you, and I hope that you have a weekend that is relaxing and enjoyable, and of course that one that just fits into everything that you've planned, one that goes exactly as you hope it does. And of course, if there are any glitches here and there, I hope that we can ride that wave and continue to enjoy ourselves. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. Happy Friday to you and yours, and wishing you very pleasant weekend. Thank you for being here with us. Much love from me. Big hugs, and I will see you again next week. Yes, inshallah, we're back here with more stories. Bye-bye.
Story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't be lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing. Read me all all of the stories. Some stories from far away, others right here in my neighborhood. Story time. Ooh. Story time. Story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. He brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to hear him. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to hear him.